I'd be delighted to welcome Kiran Mazumdar, who's the Executive Chair at Biocon. So nice to see you. Thank you for being with us.
Well, it's absolutely a delight to be here. I mean, I'm in London for IGF for the first time, so it's really, really great to be here.
Delighted to see you. And we have a few minutes before I invite our other panelists to join us. And I'm going to use that opportunity for you to hopefully set the scene a little bit, because it strikes me if we look at the global economy right now, elections, inflation, wars, cost of living crisis, AI, supply chain disruption, labor shortages, the list really does go on. And I wonder, first of all, how you would characterize where we are in the global economy right now. What does business look like at the moment?
So you very rightly said that, we are seeing this very complex, macroeconomics play out, a very complex geopolitical scenario playing out. And in all this, we are seeing some shifts in the way economies are developing and growing. So you have seen a huge disruption of global supply chains during COVID, and we've never really recovered from that. Secondly, I think we've also had these knee-jerk reactions to these disruptions by shifting this whole policy or strategy of globalization to localization. And I'm not so sure that's a good idea at all. Because what globalization did deliver to the world was economies of scale, affordability and accessibility to goods and services, and I think it served the world in a very positive way. Localization is going to be more expensive. It's not going to be cost effective in my view, and I think we need to re-look at what we're doing in terms of these global supply chains and the way we want to go about it. And again, in all this, I think we are seeing that the geopolitics are making it even more complex, whether it's supply chains that pertain to energy, food, healthcare, or even just financial movements. I think you're seeing these play out in a very, very complex way.
And as a business trying to navigate so many different headwinds right now, I know this will ultimately depend on what your business is, but how do you prioritize what is the biggest concern?
So first and foremost, I think everyone's looking, as a business, I think everyone's looking at where are the big market opportunities and how easy is it to access those markets. So I think regulations do play a very, very important role in taking those kind of decisions. I think to me, in the context of IGF, I think India is a very attractive and inviting marketplace for every business in the world. Equally, I think India is in a very favorable position when it comes to tech talent. You just heard a wonderful presentation on AI. And India today has 22 million, chip and AI chip developers in the world. So I think we are supporting this very exciting new sector in a massive way.
Are you optimistic? You talk about India being such an opportunity. Are you optimistic that the barriers to entry to some key markets in India are now coming down?
I think so, because I think India is very clear that it has to be a part of the global economy and it has to steer the global economy. So it works both ways. And I think you just heard, Sanjeev Sanyal talk about how many legislations and regulations have been done away with. And I think there's a lot more to be done. But equally, I think you have to look at it as a strategic opportunity for both the UK and India to see what are those critical areas. We all talk about critical technologies being a very interesting and compelling fact to start on. And I think that's where we need to focus on. AI, robotics, and of course, quantum. These are important emerging high-tech areas where both countries can really partner in a big way. And then, of course, comes the other areas of healthcare, where India is one of the largest vaccine producers, producer of generic drugs. And I think that's where, again, every economy that's trying to contain its healthcare costs looks at these kind of opportunities of, affordable, access and affordability in development to really bring down those costs. And I think India is a great partner to every country in the world to do that.
It's too easy, isn't it, as well, for us to focus on some of the difficulties of this last few years. But we are looking in the rearview mirror. We hope that those things have now passed. And before I invite the rest of the panel to join us, just a final thought from you for this section on what you are most optimistic about right now. Where is the optimism coming in the global economy?
I think the global economy is in that reset stage.
Yeah.
And the reset stage is really about an AI-driven world where there are limitless possibilities. And I think that's what we're all looking at, saying how do we look at those possibilities, how do we hone in on some of those possibilities, and how do we invest in those possibilities to deliver on those opportunities.
Yeah. Stay with us.